with the inspiration behind the holidays coming up, I really want to do a super cute cranberry glittery glam cut crease look. So jump right into this look with me. So I've already done my eyebrows off camera and started with my concealer to clean up underneath my eyebrows. I know some people really like to carve out the top and bottom of their eyebrows to shape them up, but I don't. I actually just enjoy how the look turns out when you clean up only underneath them, and everything else just kind of pulls itself together. Now I'm going in with my favorite concealer brush, the Eco Tools Precise Concealer Brush, to blend that out. This is my favorite concealer brush. It is so smooth and it blends out everything very well. I love the fact that it's at an angle. Now going in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base paint in the shade Blank Canvas to get my eyelid base ready for this look. This step is super essential to me. I know a lot of people tend to steer near concealers when getting their eyelid base ready, but when you use an eyeshadow base that is actually specific for this, it really does allow your eyeshadows to be a lot more vibrant when applying them. This step can take time, so take your time blending it out. You really want this part to be super smooth. Now that I am done getting my eyelid base set and ready to go, I am going in with the Berries palette by Juvia's Place. Starting off with this first shade, it's like a plum color shade. This particular palette does not have names for each shade, but I went in and originally started using the dot method to map out my shape, but I regretted doing that. As you can see here, it was a little bit tough for me to blend them out without really working it in. Using my smaller blending brush, it did take some time to really buff that out, but after we just continued to buff and blend it and blur it, it ended up working itself out eventually, but it took a little longer than anticipated. So now I'm going in with this second shade here. This is more of a cranberry color, and I'm going to just go right underneath that first plum color and really get a really deep, rich color going on just to kind of really brighten it up a little bit. This is where I kind of get that cranberry color look that I was essentially going for. Then I went in with a brown that was in a different palette just to kind of smoke out the outer corners a little bit. Now, once you're done blending that out to your desired shape, we're going to go ahead and cut the crease. Cutting the crease is definitely my favorite part of any makeup look when it comes to the eyes, if I do a cut crease look, because I just love how seamless and smooth and clean those creases are once you cut them. Like, oh, it turns out so good. I just absolutely love it. So take your time here. You really want a steady hand when you're going about cutting your crease. I know some people do use different things to kind of help them achieve a sharp cut crease look, but if you're freehanding it, just take your time, please. You'll love the end results. And once I'm finished cutting the crease, I'm going to go back in with my concealer brush and just kind of smooth out that harsh shape between where I cut the crease and that brown color here. And just to kind of give it a smooth effect, because you really, again, want this look to be smooth and seamless. So once you round that off and soften that edge, it just give it a nice, smooth, gradient look. I am such a perfectionist, so I had to go back in and fix this. It was gonna bug me if I did not, but it was a little wavy, lumpy looking, so I just had to go back in and just straighten that out to give it a really nice curve, cut crease look. So you can see I'm correcting that here. Now I am mixing the two shimmery shades in this palette to put on the front part of my lid here. As you can see, I blended those two together because it really did give me that look that I was going for. So as you can see here, I'm packing that on here. Then I went in with like a shimmery champagne color. This color was not in this palette, but it really did offset this look, give this look an extra elevated level of what I was going for. So I really love how this turned out. Mapping out with my glue where I want my glitter to stick first, of course. And then once I get the desired shape that I'm going for, I'm going to go in with my gold loose glitter and packing that on in the areas while the glue is still a little wet before it completely dries. So I'm going in with my e.l.f. Power Grip primer to prime my face. This is definitely one of my favorite primers if I don't have the Milk Hydro Grip primer. If you need a dupe, this is definitely it. It's super smooth when it goes on, cool to touch, but gets super tacky once you apply it. And it definitely allows your foundation to grip to your face once you do get ready to do that. So going in with my Fit Me foundation and using my favorite beauty blender. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge Beauty Blender. I usually get the dual pack, which is 2 sponges for 10 bucks. You will find the link to that in my Amazon storefront. But blending that out here, getting that worked in, and then we're going to jump right into our contour. With our contour, I am just dabbing a little bit on. I love this contour stick, but sometimes it's super tough because a lot can come out, so I have to be super easy on that. Now I'm adding my concealer and liquid blush so that I can go ahead and get ready to blend everything out. When blending your contour, you always want to make sure that you're blending it upward. Then blending out my blush. When blending out your concealer, make sure you're also blending that upward as well because you want your face to give the appearance of it being pulled back. And once that's all blended, as you can see, just smooth. Now going back in with my contour brush, just smoothing out those edges between my concealer. Just really want everything to blend really well. Then I went back in with my concealer to really brighten up my under eye a little bit more. I do love when a look has a bright under eye. I feel like it kind of brings everything together when you're trying to do full glam. Now it's time to set our face. I am using my One Size setting powder in the shade Honey, if I'm not mistaken. I'll insert a clip right here of it. But this setting powder does really well. I do have the One Size setting spray as well. But I really do like this product. Now using our big fluffy brush, we're going to go ahead and dust all that powder off from setting our faces and kind of get that airbrush look that we're going for. Now going in with my contour palette, I'm just lightly contouring and warming up my face with a powder contour. I know I did go in with a liquid contour initially, but sometimes I do like to go over with a powder contour just to kind of really warm it up. And in that same palette, I am going in with my highlighter to highlight my cheekbones and other areas of my face, as you can see here. And I highlight everywhere. I highlight everywhere you can think of. Highlight is needed. Now that I'm done doing that, I'm going in with my eyeliner to get this wing liner look that I was going for. And just taking my time here. I wanted this to be super sharp and super clean. Now putting on a pair of false lashes. I'm a strip girly. I have not gotten into the individuals yet or the lash extensions, only because I do love shadows and I hate the fallout. So maybe one day I'll get into it, but for now, my strips do me justice. As you can see here, after we put that lash on, no look is complete without a good pair of lashes. Look at that. Elevate the whole look. I'm going in to highlight my inner corner before I go ahead and wing it out. I do like when you put the liner in the inner corner to kind of give it more of a cat eye look. It kind of really screams glam if you ask me, but just smoking out that lower lash line with the two colors that I originally went in with just to kind of match the ombre effect. And then we're going to go in with the liner and touch up that inner corner. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch. If you want to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, add a comment below, a couple of hearts, that would be super helpful, and I appreciate the support. Set my face, and now I'm locking that in with my beauty blender and pressing that in. And boom. There you have it, the final look.